At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, was born on the 14th of November 1889, Allahabad, Northwestern Provinces, British India. His father Motilal Nehru was a self-made wealthy barrister, who was born in the Kashmiri Pandit community. His mother Swarup Rani was the second wife of his father Motilal Nehru. Nehru became an ardent nationalist during his youth. The Second Boer War and the Russo-Japanese War intensified his feelings. War victory stories stirred his enthusiasm. Nationalistic ideas filled in his mind. He mused of Indian freedom and Asiatic freedom from the thraldom of Europe. In 1905, he went to England to begin his institutional schooling at Harrow. In 1907, Nehru went to Trinity College, Cambridge and graduated with an honours degree in natural sciences. During this period, he studied political science, economics, history and literature with keen interest. His political and economic thinking was greatly molded by the writings of Bernard Shaw, H.G. Wells and Lowes Dickinson. Nehru then studied law at the Inner Temple, London. After returning to India in 1912, Nehru enrolled as an advocate of the Allahabad High Court and tried to settle down as a barrister. He decided not to be a barrister and got involved in nationalist politics. In 1916, Nehru married Kamla Kaul and their only daughter Indira was born in 1917. Nehru met Gandhi ji in 1916. At the Lucknow session of the Congress, Nehru played an influential role in directing political activities during the non-cooperation movement. The non-cooperation movement was halted in 1923 as a result of the Chauri Chaura incident. In 1926, Nehru left for Europe with his wife and daughter to seek treatment for his wife's tuberculosis diagnosis. Nehru's stay in Europe included a visit to the Soviet Union, which sparked his interest in Marxism and socialism. He never completely agreed with Karl Marx's ideas, but his economic view remained Marxist, adapted where necessary to Indian circumstances. In 1929, after the Lahore session of the Congress, Nehru gradually emerged as the paramount leader of the Indian independence movement, because Nehru has contributed in many nationalist movements from 1912 to 1947 and was imprisoned several times on charges of anti-governmental activities, making the first of 8 periods of detention between 1921 to 1945, lasting over 9 years in all. When Gandhi ji stepped back into a more spiritual role, the country saw Nehru as the natural successor to Gandhi ji. Although Gandhi ji did not explicitly designate Nehru as his political heir until 1942. By 1946, it had become quite clear that India's independence was only a matter of time now. The Second World War had come to an end and the British rulers had started thinking in terms of transferring power to Indians. An interim government was to be formed, which was to be headed by the Congress president, as Congress had won the maximum number of seats in the 1946 elections. All of a sudden, the post of Congress president became very crucial, as it was this very person who was going to become the first Prime Minister of independent India. At that time, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was the president of the Congress party. Azad was also interested in fighting and winning the election for the Congress president's post, as he, too, had ambitions to become the PM, but he was told in no uncertain terms by Mahatma Gandhi that he did not approve of a second term for a sitting Congress president, and Azad had to fall in line, albeit reluctantly. Not only this, Gandhi made it very clear to everybody that Nehru was his preferred choice for the Congress president's position. Despite Gandhi's well-known preference for Nehru as Congress president, not a single Congress committee nominated Nehru's name. On the contrary, 12 out of 15 Congress committees nominated Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The remaining 3 Congress committees did not nominate anybody's name. Gandhi ji tried to make Nehru understand the reality. He conveyed to Nehru that no, PCC has nominated his name, and that only a few CWC members have nominated him. A shell-shocked Nehru was defiant and made it clear that he would not play second fiddle to anybody. A disappointed Gandhi gave in to Nehru's obduracy and asked Sardar Patel to withdraw his name. Sardar Patel had immense respect for Gandhi and he withdrew his candidature without wasting any time, and it paved the way for the coronation of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru as India's first Prime Minister.